I can't speak for anybody else, but for myself, I no longer will do anything that places me in discomfort or things that I'm not really vested into. That's a waste of your time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're putting energy and half-ass energy
Mm-hmm.
into something that you don't care about or have any type of relevancy for. So I think that's also that you made those conscious decisions that you have, and that's why it's led you to the point where you're at now. And that goal is so much more closer now than what it would have been had you just done those things just to do it. You know, because we have so goals it's more than just financial stuff. It's more than it's also more than just mental stuff. Um, it's about your universe. You know, is your universe working in a way that is going to keep on going? Can you keep going mentally? Can you keep going physically? Can you keep going financially? You know, are these things aligning with what you want those outcomes to be? If it's not, then don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Only do things that align with that goal in mind. And if you stand by that and you stick with that, you will only progressively get closer and closer and closer to that true goal that you have for yourself and not the goals that you think you have. So a lot of times we have goals that society has placed on us to make us think like this is the end goal. Well, guess what? I got a lot of money and that's not my end goal. And that doesn't equate to always happiness. And I know a lot of people say, money can't buy happiness. It really can't because once you get to a certain lifestyle, that is your norm. And those things no longer fascinate you or excite you as they did prior to you achieving those things. So that's why I understand now more why these rich and famous people they commit suicide or overdose and all these other things was like because you guys are not really understanding or really grasping what that person is truly going through. Imagine having everything that you want besides the one thing that you truly want. What's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
You can never accomplish that. You can never attain that. It's going to drive you insane. It's going to drive you mad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I always, whoever I speak to, I always tell them, again, if whatever you're doing doesn't align with your goals, get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about what's going to happen. It doesn't even matter because you're already unhappy. you know? And I want to be as happy as I can be in life.
Yeah, I shut up and let you say that. You said that. You said that. You said that. No, you're right. Because get this, I have so many young artists that I mentor, and I'm trying to break them out of what they've seen. They're so obsessed with the chains. They're so obsessed with the diamonds. They're so obsessed with the music visuals. They're so obsessed with what the industry being the predominant force and factor of entertainment being what it is, that they don't even believe, they won't even try another way. And then I come along and others like me, and we're going, oh no, do it this way, do it that way. You got the money? Oh, it's only $2,000 to trademark your name. And then you can use it as a brand. You can take it abroad and you can do this and you can do that with it. And you can do this and you can do that with it. And they're looking at us like, they're like, oh, well, I hadn't thought about that. But then they still run back to what's familiar.
Exactly.
And sadly, I've had to let them. I can't be mad with them. And then I've had so many of them say, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And now I'm contractually bound. And I say to them, sweetheart, there's nothing I can help you with now because you signed. So now
you gave your power away.
You gave everything away. Let me tell you something. One night, this was probably like maybe 9 years ago. I had this song, and it was one of the first songs I ever sang and recorded when I went pro in 2009 and became a professional singer. And it's called Black Stilettos. When I did the song, a certain celebrity musician called me. I don't want to say his name.
listen.
Okay. I'm like, but.
Trying to come around here, listen.
Right? I'm like, Well, he called me, and his people were on the phone as well. And he says to me, he says, "Is this your song?" And I said, "Yes, Black Stilettos." He goes, "Who wrote it?" I said, "I do. I did." "Who did the melody?" "I did, but my producer plays by ear, so she played the notes that I sang her." He says, "Wow, you have a really, really good gift." I said, "Thank you." He said, "How would you like to go on tour with me and another big artist who shall remain nameless?" "How would you like to go on tour with us?" Oh, I saw him say, "Bring him up here. Bring him up here. Bring him up here."
He's like whining, trying to get up here. He's like, jump up here.
Yes.
Saint,
And my kid is
you want to say hello, Saint?
Say
See,
hi.
listen, he likes to turn over and me rub him. Literally.
Yeah, he loves his daddy.
Yeah. He is funny. He is a character. He's like, you're not giving me no attention. Meanwhile, before all of this, we were on the couch, laid up together, cuddling.
He's a lap dog. I love them. They're like babies. They're like babies.
They are, and he's literally as sweet as can be, and the bond that I have with him is like unmatched. It's really interesting because I've always been raised with dogs, and I've always had a strong connection with every dog that I have, but with Saint, it's like like I pushed him out or something.
I love animals, and I have something to say about that too. They will love you no matter what your life is too. They will love you. It will always be unconditional. They'll never look at you different, like oh, you fucked up, or oh, your life isn't what it is. They will love you. They will look at you like, "Daddy, you ready to go for a walk?" Like always. And to me, I used to say this in some of my videos to people. I'm like, "You don't want a boyfriend. You don't want a girlfriend. What you want is a puppy." I used to say that. And many people, that went over so many people's heads. But then when I would talk and go elaborate, they're like, "Oh my God, you're right." Yeah. Because a lot of us have abandonment issues. So you need somebody that's going to be there and love you and, spoil you with their presence. Boyfriends and girlfriends, they got to go. They got to run. They got their lives. They can't lay up with you all the time. It's counterproductive. So animals, they fill that void for us. They really allow us to love in a way that transcends our normal way of living and loving. So,
that's just amazing if you said that. I know we kind of pivot because of Saint, but people need companionship.
Yep.
And people identify companionship with relationship. And I tell people, because I was telling them, "Oh, I want a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Can you help me, give me advice?" All these different things. Because at one point, I used to give relationship advice, but it's another subject. But I tell people, what you need in your life right now, it's not a boyfriend, it's not a girlfriend. You need companionship. And I would tell people, get a dog, or even cultivate the relationships that you have with the people that are in your life.
Yeah.
Because what is happening is you guys have this free time, and you equate that loneliness as in, "Oh, I don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'm just so alone." It's no. Invest that time back into yourself. Give you 100% of you. And I'm going to say 90%, 95%, maybe even 98% of people do not actually fully give themselves them.
Yep.
And people don't understand the serious consequence that has long term, because what happens is you end up getting that boyfriend or girlfriend and you're with them for the wrong reasons, or you get with them and it's rushed, and now you're going from relationship to relationship to relationship, and you're trying to figure out what is wrong. Well, the answer is you haven't succumbed to yourself. That's why that void is there. That's why you lack that inside feeling, and that's what that companionship will fit. And a companionship is not just with a person or a dog or cat or any type of animal. Companionship can be with a hobby.
Yeah.
Is this something that you love? Does this bring you excitement?
Yeah.
Do you feel inspired by that? That will fill you.
Yeah.
And that need for companionship will no longer be a need. It'll be a want.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. You know, I love that. I'll get back to what we were talking about in a second, but I love where we went with that because of Saint, because I years ago I had a woman, Jamaican woman, stop me on the streets in New York City. And she said to me, she said, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what she said to me. She said, "You're gonna be like Barack Obama." She said, meaning you're gonna come out of nowhere and have an extremely, extremely successful career. She said, "Let me give you a word of caution." She said, invest your money in animals because they will love you no matter what your life is. She said, young men will, and get it. She looked right at me, tell I was gay and everything. She said,
Okay.
yep. She said, young men will only take your money and leave you with nothing. And I looked at her and I said, thank you for the information and taking the time to let me know because I was a total stranger to her. And the funny thing is in June, I got my first boyfriend ever in life. I had never had a boyfriend before.
I mean, you posted about it.
Yeah. And I had known him 20 years. But you know, even in what you were saying, I didn't want to move in with him. I didn't want, you know, our lives to be uprooted. I wanted him to continue to do what he was doing, me to continue to do what I was doing. I was looking for companionship. I have me. I have the career of my dreams. I'm happy with me. And so I wasn't looking for him to really be my boyfriend. And I thought because, hey, we were going to be polyamorous, that would, you know, that would be okay. That would be the thing. So then it meant that I really didn't have to give up my life or my boys or any, you know, anything that I was doing. But I wanted to iron out, you know, basically the parameters of our relationship. What's it going to look like? What's it going to do? What's it going to do this? What's it going to be? And then when I realized when he wouldn't iron out with me, I realized he didn't want a boyfriend either.
Wow.